Thank you, Rainer. Welcome back to Challenge Roth. My name is Bob Babbitt. This is Breakfast with Bob. And we, again, the 12th edition of Challenge Roth. With us, a gentleman who's won this race 5 times. The legend, the man, Mr. Jurgen Zack. Jurgen, how the heck are you? Been a long time.
Thank you, Bob. Well, this is my first time here since last year.
Yes. Wow.
Okay, let's erase
this is my first time at this desk since yesterday.
No, but last year I didn't finish. So I had to drop out last year.
And but before last year, you hadn't been here in how long?
Yes, last time I finished here was in 99.
99, and you had won the race 5 times.
Exactly.
So what was the gap? Little fallout with race directors, or
no? Because I had to qualify for Hawaii Ironman Championships.
Yes,
and Roth was not
Ironman
race anymore,
Ironman,
so
right.
I had to go to other races. I went to Klagenfurt twice, and then to Frankfurt. But my heart was still with Roth.
Yes.
So I was always coming here to watch and support the athletes that I was coaching. And then last year, they made a decision to go back to the start line, but I had a very bad day. My back was screwed up. So I promised myself I will come back this year and make sure I make it to the finish line.
Well, and your back issues go back. It goes back a lot of years. Even when you were doing Ironman, I remember you were riding soft ride. You were trying different things to try to take care of your back. Is that something chronic that you've had since you were young?
No, it happened through a bike crash on Lilac Road.
Oh, so it's
San
responsible
Diego.
for San Diego, yeah.
And it was just a few weeks before Zoffing in 93. I
Yes.
did win Zoffing in 92 and trained with Mark Allen. And
Yes.
he wanted to kick my butt so badly.
Yes.
Then I had that accident and I had to drop out in Roth with muscle spasms. And they found out that I had a prolapse, a slip disc.
Yeah.
And I was battling this since then. And the only thing that saved my ass was a soft ride.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
started to
Give you a
ride a
little-
soft ride bike, and that made the ride more comfortable, and so I could continue my career.
So now you live in Thailand?
Yes, I've been in Thailand many times for the Laguna Phuket Triathlon, and now it's a challenge race.
Yes.
This year for the first time.
Yeah.
And I always thought this is a perfect place to train, but there were no facilities, and it was not popular. And 3 years ago, a German gentleman approached me and said, "Hey, Jürgen, you want to have a look at my sport facility?" And I just heard there was a private school and a swimming pool, and I thought, oh, that's somebody with a big mouth
Right.
who had a swimming pool and a school and a locker room and calls it a sport club. And then I looked at the club, and it was amazing. I thought this was what I was looking for through my career. It's built on 20,000 square meter for 100 million euro, and it has everything: a tartan track, 50-meter pool, 25-meter pool, tennis, soccer, rugby, 2 sport hotel, restaurant, sports bar, meditation center, performance and arts center.
And so you run a training program there?
I do run the triathlon training there, and together with my assistant coach and triathlon director, Tim Jardine from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing place, and we do attract a lot of athletes from all over the world, but especially from Singapore and Hong Kong, and also recently from Malaysia, Philippines. And there's a huge community growing now in Thailand, especially in Phuket, also of young, talented guys. And I'm here in Phuket with the fastest Thai triathlete.
I was going to say, you've got the fastest, and he qualified for Kona.
He qualified for Kona, but that was really lucky because he went to the Philippines 70.3 and he was not prepared. He was training for short distance.
Yeah.
So he went to Hawaii with only a minimum amount of training, and he finished just 11 hours. But
got the experience.
Yeah, but he's here to set a record that stands for a long time in Thailand.
Really? What's he trying to do?
Well, he's not super fast, but he does. I think he can do 9:30 to 9:45.
Wow.
And you have to keep in mind, the guy did not do any sports till 4 years ago.
And he couldn't swim.
He was a non-swimmer 4 years ago, and when I met him the first time 3 years ago, he was just barely able to make it from one side to the other side of the pool.
So, Jurgen, when I look back at your amazing Ironman career, right, you 9 times in a row, I know you did a 10, but 9 times in a row, you were top 13, right? You had 7 top 10s, 4 top 5s, and 9 years in a row top 13, which is unbelievable. 97 has to be a highlight from a German perspective because Thomas Hellriegel wins, you take second, and Lothar Leder takes third. When you look back at those Ironman days, was 97 the high point?
Definitely. 97, I did the 7:51 in Roth.
Yes.
And I came to San Diego to train for Hawaii. And during my preparation, I got injured. I was just about to get a stress fracture on my pubic bone, which is really painful.
Yeah.
And I could not run at all for 6 weeks. And I had to also limit my biking and my swimming a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I just made it to Kona and had about 5 run sessions before the race. And I thought, okay, I was in a super shape. The airline ticket is paid, the hotel ticket is paid for. I just want to make it to the start line.
Right.
And I had no expectation. And then I did second place. Well, I was first off the bike and I had a shitty run because of lack of mileage.
Right.
But being first, second, and third for the Germans, Thomas and me and Lothar Leder, was really a big thing in Germany. And I would say this was the best year I had in '97.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because I would see you running on Tuesday Run in San Diego and see you running on the coast, and you were a runner. People think of you as this uber cyclist, which you are, but you ran fast. When I see you in Kona, for some reason, I don't know if you just too much, if your body just seemed bigger. You just seemed like you blew up over there, and I don't think you ever had the run that you were capable of over there.
Yeah, in America, they say size matters.
Yes.
But that doesn't do well in Hawaii.
Size it matters. It matters the wrong way in Hawaii.
I was always between 77 and 80 kilogram, and that's a little bit too heavy for the heat, the humidity, and the asphalt road in Hawaii. I could do okay in Roth. I ran a 247, 248, also in Frankfurt a 248, but in Hawaii I barely broke 3 hours twice, just barely. And what a lot of people don't know is that running was my background. I was not a cyclist as a teenager. I was a track and field runner. 800 meter 157 at the age of 16. I did a 30 10K.
Yeah.
So I did have the leg speed, but my muscles were not prepared for the lava fields in Hawaii.
So if you were preparing, now that you're a coach, if you were preparing the young Jurgen Zack for Hawaii, what would you do differently?
Now, looking back, I realized I did a few mistakes. I was focused too much on the speed for Ironman athletes. And I think the 10 times 1000 or 10 times 400 that I did at a super speed was not necessary to do well in Kona. I tried to get them ready, more race specific, let them do a little bit more longer runs, also longer interval sessions, like 25, 30 times 800, the same as Brett Sutton sessions, just to get the legs used to the
pounding,
stress.
Right?
Yeah,
you have to get used to that stuff. So your years of racing, and you're linked a little bit to Mark Allen because of the years that, hey, I'm going to take Mark Allen's runaway during the bike, and Mark Allen's comment was always, hey, Jurgen can win the bike, I just want to win the race. But you felt like to beat Mark, you had to force him out of his comfort zone on the bike.
And it never worked out in Hawaii. But it did work out in Roth once in
Powerman
94 in Roth here, Powerman in 92. But he always came back in Roth. No, he never came back in Roth, but he came back in Zofing in 93 to win the race. But Mark was always a great guy to train with. I always enjoyed his company, and I would say he was still my favorite athlete in the sport.
Really? And Mark told me some stories that, early in one of those years, you guys would go on a training ride, and he said he'd finish, I don't know which climb it was, but you'd be doing little laps waiting for him up the climb. and he goes, you know what, Jurgen owns me right now. And so before the last ride before Kona, he tapered for the training ride so that he could drop you on the bike and basically, if I can't beat this guy on the bike, there's no way I'm going to be able to outrun him. To sort of psychologically defeat you before the race.
Well, there was a lot of mind games going on in San Diego before the big races, but that was San Diego was all about. I mean, people pushing each other to another level, and I would say San Diego was one big reason why I was successful over such a long period.
Yes,
because of the people there and the workouts. I loved the Tuesday run, the Wednesday ride.
A lot of trails too. You stayed off the pavement.
Yes, the golf course loops and the San Elijo Lagoon on the sand. The beach runs, I just loved it there, and I haven't been there for a while.
Yes.
I want to go back and meet all my training buddies again.
Well, we want to get you back for hopefully the 20th anniversary of Challenge Athletes Foundation coming up on October 20th. If it doesn't work this year, maybe we'll get you next year.
I will.
That would be great. So your goal here, because I know you can't train as a pro athlete anymore. So in terms of the long distance. So what type of training have you done here, and how long have you run in preparation for this full marathon?
Well, when I retired from triathlon, I retired like 100%. I didn't do any sport, maybe 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
That was it. And after 5 years, I started working in Phuket for Thanyapura, and through my work, I was forced to train with the athletes because people came to Phuket to train with me.
Yeah.
So I did the training with the athletes, but sometimes I trained with the fast guys, sometimes with the very slow guys.
Right.
So sometimes running 10-minute miles.
Oh man,
And
that's me.
or riding 15 kilometers per hour on the bike. So through that training, I got into a decent shape, but it's not specifically geared towards an Ironman distance
Right.
race. For one example, I've done only one run over 22 kilometers in the last 7 years.
Perfect.
And
You're ready.
I'm tapering for 7 years for this race.
Yes, that's good.
But I feel healthy, I'm motivated, and I have a different attitude to the race. I just want to make it to the finish line. I'm not racing against the pros. I'm not even want to touch Lothar Leder and Andreas because it's a big talk here. The three guys from 98 who finished first, second, and third
Are back.
I
didn't realize Andreas is racing. That's very exciting.
And I heard the rumors that he's trying to ride 4:30 in the bike, and he can still swim 50 minutes
Sweet.
and training 40 hours a week. So they'll be both fit,
And
but
ready.
I think I have no chance. But if one of them bonks in the run,
You'll take them down.
I'm there.
And how important, going back to the day, how important was the when you guys came to Kona, being the first German there?
It was always important. It
Yeah.
was a big media hype about Roth and Kona.
Yes. Yeah.
And the second German was always the first loser. Even if you're second overall
Right.
in 97, you
Yeah.
were second to another German.
Yeah. So you were first loser.
But it was always important. Also, Roth was very important.
Yes.
And that's why I think focusing on Roth was important for me, and I loved this race. But I left some of the Kona races in Roth already.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
hard to do
peaking
this.
for Roth, and then I had a hard time to recover.
Yeah.
Then I came to San Diego to train for Hawaii, and the period of time was too short to
Right.
get ready. And I do need a little bit longer
Right.
time to get ready for a big race.
Hey, I appreciate you joining us. It's wonderful to have Jurgen Zack, the legend, back in Roth, back where you belong. This has been Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. We are here at Challenge Roth. And Rainer, take us out. That's good, huh? That's Rainer, and we are out.